Okay, we're going to start with something really, really simple today. Just a single word. But, hidden inside its definition is this amazing clue to a huge project, one designed to make communication easier for basically the entire world.
So here we are, looking at a page from the Simple English Wiktionary. The word is servant. And the definition is pretty much exactly what you think, right? Super clear, straightforward, easy to get. It's a perfect example of simplicity. But that's not the interesting part. Because if you look closer at the original source page, almost tucked away at the top, there's this little italicized sentence. It's so easy to miss, but it's the key to this entire explainer. And boom, there it is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, what in the world does that even mean? It sounds more like an access code than something you'd find in a dictionary. And that little note is exactly what we're going to unpack today. This is the big question, isn't it? What is this list? Why does it only have 850 words? And why is a word like servant important enough to make the cut? It all boils down to this one number, 850. That's it. That's the entire core vocabulary of a special, simplified version of the English language. I mean, just imagine trying to say everything you need to say in a day with just 850 words. That's the whole idea here. So this system is called Basic English, and it's what's known as a controlled language. It was created way back in the 1930s by a linguist named C.K. Ogden. And his goal wasn't to replace English, not at all. It was to simplify it, to make it a tool for global communication and for people just starting to learn the language. At its heart, Basic English is still English. It's just, been stripped down to the absolute essentials. The goal isn't beautiful poetry. It's pure, crystal clear communication. Think of it as a tool designed for one very specific, very important job, being understood by everyone. Okay, so that's the theory, but how does it actually work in practice? Well, let's go right back to where we started, that Wiktionary page for servant, because it turns out it's the perfect case study. The rules were right there in front of us the whole time. First off, let's look at how the word itself is even built. The original source page actually points this out. Basic English uses a core set of words, but it also has a simple, really logical system for building new ones. You take a root word, like serve, you add a standard ending, like ant, and what do you get? Servant. It's elegant and incredibly efficient. And this is where it gets really clever. Look at the words used in the definition itself. Works, person, family, cooking, washing. Every single one of them is also a simple common word, probably from that exact same 850-word list. See what's happening? The system is literally defining itself using its own tiny vocabulary. And to top it all off, the example sentence really just seals the deal. This rich family has 3 servants working for them in their big house. I mean, is it Shakespeare? Of course not. But is it perfectly, instantly understandable, no matter what your English level is? Absolutely. And that is the entire point. So this brings us to the bigger picture. Why does any of this matter? What's the real power in limiting yourself to such a small handful of words? Well, this chart kind of lays it all out. Full everyday English is amazing, right? It's for nuance and poetry and deep literature. Basic English has a totally different goal. It trades all that vastness for pure clarity and accessibility. It's not a replacement. Think of it more like a specialized tool for when just being understood is the most important thing. All right, so let's just recap the journey we just took. We started with one simple word, servant, and it led us down this rabbit hole to the Basic English list of just 850 words. It just goes to show you, a simple word can unlock a really complex system, and that simplicity itself is an incredibly powerful tool for learning and for global understanding. And that leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. In a world that so often feels divided and complicated, what kind of connections could we build if we all had a simple common language? Could a vocabulary small enough to fit on a single piece of paper actually change the world? It's something to think about, isn't it?